Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. I hope I can see everybody in the chat today. So, we are trying this face recognition camera today. I hope it works. I'm having trouble with the base. You know, I have like a tripod and I screwed that thing on top. And so we'll see if that works. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Oh, okay, let me turn it on because it's not on right now. Ooh, okay. I felt it. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Good morning. I am trying the facial moving thing. Oh my God, it works. Okay. Okay, but it's not showing my, yes, that works, but it's not totally showing what I'm cooking here. All right, so bear with me, guys. Oops. I am challenged with the stand because, you know, I'm using, okay. Sharon, good morning. Oh my goodness. We are having like, it's not technology, it's just more, oh, and that thing is moving. Every movement I make, it moves. Okay, let's see. Okay, over here. It's still not quite where I want it to be. All right, you guys wanted me to get this camera thing, and it's challenging me. Let's see. I'm trying to start my chicken. I still don't think you guys can see me well. Good morning, good morning. Sandra, oh, Miss Sandra, good morning. Marie, which Marie? Good morning. Okay, let's see. Okay, I need to find something else to support. Oh, but that thing works, let me tell you. It wants to move. I think it wants to move with my voice too. Okay. Okay. Still not quite where I want it to be. Okay, let's see. We will get it by Clarky. Okay. Let's see. I think that's the best I'm gonna do. Good morning, what's for breakfast? Well, today, last week we did brunch, right? Did you guys enjoy that plate? It looked good, didn't it? Miss Maggie, are you back home? I am back home in Panama, girl. I'm so happy. So happy to be back. Like I did a really short video. I was at the mall at Albrook, and I was like, Albrook, I missed you. Guillermo, is it good enough? Okay, because otherwise I'm afraid this thing is gonna just fall over while I'm talking to y'all. I'm gonna leave it alone, okay? There we go. But I tell you, whoever thought about this is genius. Why didn't I think about that? I always ask myself that when I see people's inventions, and I'm like, why didn't I think about that first? Especially when it comes to like nursing stuff, gadgets. I was like, why didn't I think about that? I'd be a millionaire by now. I think that's the best I'm gonna do. All right, bonjour, good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to see you. I'm feeling better. let me turn this on. I came back home on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, today's Sunday, I was sitting down and I felt some chills and I was like, oh no, oh no. I was on the plane and this lady was in the row in front of me and she started coughing. And I was like, I really should put my mask on. Good morning from Romania. All right, Lamandi, Denisa. I hope you can hear me and see me well. Oh, wonderful. So I did not put my mask on. So whatever she had, whatever crutch she had, I had it. But you know, I had COVID. So I always should remember that I'm more at risk of catching something, especially in the chest area. But it wasn't too bad. I had one night where I was a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't in my sinuses this time. It was just like up here. And then, so I'm feeling better today. Washed my hair, took a shower, a shower does wonders. But I'm still taking my tea, my lemon. I came home. Of course, I had nothing here because I tried to get rid of everything before I left. I was gone for a whole month. So I'm slowly trying to get my stuff together. The video that's coming on Wednesday, I did a reveal of the haul, everything I bought back from the States. But then as I'm going around, I realized I didn't show you everything. So I will, every so often, I will come up with, show you what else I have gotten. So because I just don't think you guys can see me cooking. It's gonna be a talking show. You can't see very well what I'm cooking, which is not good. No bueno. No me gusta. But, oh, that's good right there. Oh, that's good right there. Perfecto. I found it. So because I wasn't feeling good and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel today, I said I would make some soup. So today we are making Sancocho. Mi chocolata mama. Oh, gracias. Jamaica, Ray, wonderful. Nigeria, I want to come to Nigeria. I have Nigeria in my ancestry DNA. That's wonderful, Michael. All right. So I thought we would make El Sancocho. El Sancocho is the national dish of Panama. Did you know that? So, why is this showing there? Yeah, Sancocho, Australia, buen dia, hola. So, Sancocho is the national dish of Panama. Oh, it didn't move with my face. No. Did I mess it up? I didn't hear it buzz. Okay, there it goes. This is a funky little thing. Oh, wow. It really does move. Seriously? This is crazy. Okay. So Sancocho is the national dish of Panama. And it originates in Africa, like everything else. But in looking around, a lot of countries in the Caribbean, Central America, South America, they have a version of the Sancocho. And Sancocho is just a mixture of some bones, some meat, and some vegetables, right? In Haiti, we have the soup jumeau, which we use squash, and then vegetables and meat. In the Dominican Republic, they have a Sancocho. Hola, Ray. They have a Sancocho where they use 7 types of meat. And again, it's the vegetables and stuff. Jamaica has a type of Sancocho. They have their soup. And then they put corn and other things in it. But in Panama, el Sancocho Clásico, like somebody told me, and I think Guillermo, you're Panamanian, right? You're gonna correct me. I think you were the one who corrected me. The classic Sancocho is chicken, ñame, which is a type of yam, and culantro. So, oh my goodness. So now it goes around again where we can't see anything. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna use this thing again, you guys. It's too finicky. Now this is good. I think when I do that, it doesn't move, so that's fine. The classic Sancocho in Panama is chicken, ñame, and culantro, okay? But even in the country, you can have some variations, right? Depending on where in Panama you are. If you go to Chiriquí, they'll put corn and other things in it. The best sancocho I've had was in La Chorrera, which is in the west part of Panama City, Panama Oeste. And it was nice and creamy. And I found out that what they do, they take the ñame. Oh, thank you. Hey, Guillermo, gracias. And some people would put corn in it. I've seen carrots. I have seen, what is it again? When last year they had a drought and they were having trouble finding the ñame, they added the squash, the calabaza squash. You know I love calabaza. So today we're doing the classic sancocho. Sancocho is always eaten with a side of white rice. And of course I try not to eat a lot of rice, but I'm gonna cook a little bit so I can plate it. I'm gonna get my tea going just in case I start coughing. All right, so how's everybody doing? Talk to me. What have you been doing? Well, you see the camera is really challenging you. Yes, it is. You know why? Because every time I see, it stopped moving. So I don't know if I'm gonna use it next time. I'm gonna get some tea, but so I bought 4 chicken breasts. I think it was too much. So I'm gonna save the meat, but what I need is the bone, okay? When you're making soup, you want the bone for flavor. So I marinated the chicken, of course, you cut it up, you wash it real good, vinegar, lemon juice, and then it's like fresh garlic, some onion, some rosemary, slap your mama, you just season. And then I am going to let it cook just for a second, because only the ñame doesn't take a long time. But what I did, I had a little bit of frozen stock in my fridge. So I took it out yesterday, but then I realized that I did not have enough. So this morning, I threw some things together just to make stock, because stock is really the secret to very tasty food. Now listen, my thing that contains my tea is at the base of this thing, so I'm gonna move it. Add you to what? Buenos días, Denita, ¿cómo está mi amiga? And I'm definitely going to start some Spanish lesson for my ladies now. Yep. It stopped moving. This thing is finicky. No me gusta. But I'm going to have some green tea. And I'm gonna have some lime. I bought some lime yesterday, and I also have lemon. You know, in your kitchen, as a cook, there are some things you always have, right? Like garlic, culantro, cilantro, fresh ground pepper, onions, carrots, peppers. You know, those are the things that you always have in your kitchen. Because whenever you need to make something quick, you have what you need. Okay. People also ask me sometimes, is the water safe to drink in Panama? Yes, the water is safe to drink, but out of habit, when I was in South Africa, I got in the habit of boiling my water to drink. So even now I do the same thing. Like throughout the day, I fill this and I put it on, it boils for a couple of minutes, and then I leave it there. I do it at night, and in the morning I have a water pitcher, and that's how I drink. But you know, I have bottled water for guests if they come, but that's what I do. But you don't have to. People drink water from the tap, and they're perfectly fine. Denita Robin, I cannot wait for the Spanish lessons. Woo! Yes, I can. I see it. You know, my ladies struggle, and people are like, yeah, I need to learn. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I get by in Spanish, so I want to try to help my sisters. You know, I was born in Haiti, and in Haiti you take Latin. I think premier grade, that would have been something like middle school. And then after Latin, you had to learn. It wasn't an elective. Everybody had to take English, everybody had to take Spanish. So that's why a lot of us are trilingual with those languages. Of course, I used to, you know, you write nice papers and essays and stuff like that. But when you're in the environment and you need to speak it, and that's the challenge, is the opening your mouth. And why do I boil the tap water? Just because, like I said, because of out of habit. I did that in South Africa, and I still do it. Now, when I cook, I don't do anything with it, but it's the water that I put in my bottle to drink. Yeah, I boil it. I don't have to, just out of habit, Miss Sandra. Okay? All right, so I have my chicken. Let me get my tea going because I don't want to start coughing on y'all. So how is everybody doing? I have been doing Spanish lesson on Duolingo. Okay, so how's that going for you? Tea. Do you find that you feel like you're getting more comfortable? I'm just curious because a lot of people are doing Duolingo, but they still don't want to talk. Pronunciation, yeah, and that's why I want to do with my classes. They're going to be on Zoom. We just want to be in a safe place where we can practice la pronunciación because that's a big thing. And just remember that in Spanish, every word, you voice every word, every letter, I should say, right? So where like in English, you could, and when you're doing phonics, you know, you pronounce certain things and not others. In Spanish, you pronounce every single letter, and they have different inflection, and that's another challenge, right? You're not alone, T. I was like that too. Like I said, I could write a beautiful essay, but when it starts to talk, we get intimidated. All right, so I have my culantro. I have my nyame. The nyame I'm going to start cutting because I'm going to cut part of it really small, let it cook so it can soften up. And then when I pour my stock, I'm going to crush it on the side of the pan so it becomes a thickener, okay? That's the key. Yes. And I just want people to lose that self-consciousness, right? Because I think I always tell people, just open your mouth and speak. Easier said than done, right? So we are going to do that. All right. I am going to cut the nyame. Now, one of the things that I brought back from the States is a good chef's knife. Oh, I am so happy. Let me show you what I was able to find here. It was driving me absolutely insane. I go to my favorite store, Conway, and I'm looking for a chef's knife. And this is what the best I could find. This is flimsy, it's lightweight, it's not a chef's knife. This is a chef's knife. This is from Time and Table. I guess it's a what's that place that sells wonderful things in the state? I forget. But a good cook needs a good knife. And it's sharp, so I gotta watch my fingers so I don't cut them off. Now, you know chicken doesn't take a long time to cook, so, and I don't want the chicken to disappear in the soup. So I am going to cut some of those. Yep, I was able to find all my stuff that I had left in my aunt's. I had a suitcase in my aunt's garage, and I found my knives, I found my recipes. Oh my God, my recipe book. I spent a long time sorting them out, and I was like, whew, I'm going to need to create a file and put them online, but that sounds like it's gonna take a long time, and I don't have that kind of time. So when I was watching this show from this couple, there's a couple that they have a channel, they're from the Dominican Republic, and they cook traditional Dominican food. And they were making this soup. My God, that looks so good. And they also use some squash, like we do in Haiti. But Jamaican soup looks good too. And they use a dumpling too. They add a little dumpling. Well, we have a dish where we add dumpling, but it's not sancocho. We call it bouillon, and we put a lot of veggies, and then we do the dumpling and the meat. Excellent, excellent. Tap water has phosphorus in it. Okay. I know there are people here doing the, what do they call that? Reverse osmosis and all kinds of things. You know what? You're not going to protect yourself from everything in this crazy world, because people are doing things because of money. Even though they know something might be hurtful to you, to the population, they'll still do it to make a profit. Understand that. Look what's happening around us right now. The layoffs. Everything is about money. If they do a research and they say this medication causes this and it's harmful, sometimes they'll pull it, most of the time they don't. The doctors will still prescribe the medication because it's profit over people. So do the best you can, don't go crazy, understand that you're not gonna live forever, okay? Now, when they were polluting the lakes and the soil and people get cancer, that's extreme. But just know that our food supply in the US, do you know people can backtrack 40, 50 years to see how things have changed in terms of the obesity rate, the rate of cardiovascular disease? The other day I was reading that not only are they seeing an increase of incidences, bonjour, incidences of colon cancer in young people, now they're finding that a lot of young people are dying of heart attacks. What the heck? How long? I'm a cardiac nurse. How long have we been talking about cardiovascular disease in these Americas? How long? After all that education, all those programs, people are still dying of heart attacks and stroke. Why is that? You can go back and they'll say when they started adding soil and all these processed food in our diet, selling us the idea that, oh, you don't need to cook at home. You can just stop by McDonald's and get the kids something to eat, right? You can just go to the store and buy prepackaged this, prepackaged that. I bought into that. When I was busy, I remember buying this little pizza thing, high seas, Kool-Aid, and feeding the kids. I'm horrified now, but I didn't know. I didn't know. And that is why, there's a word in the Bible says, from lack of knowledge, the people perish. And we have been killing ourselves. They have been killing us, putting things in our food supplies they know are wrong for us. So now that we know, we need to change course, folks. Okay? You can't allow somebody else to make decisions for you about your well-being, about your health. It's your responsibility. Now, I don't know who Master D66 is, so I'm going to take you off. All right, Master, you are gone. Prudence. Well, I love you too. All right, guys. What else is going on with you? I mean, I have a lot of things that I want to do, but it's just prioritizing and finding the time. Because, I am still retired. I know I've done some videos about the worry that people are feeling right now, the anxiety. It's kind of global. But you know what? I say that with everything that is going on, I think finally some people are waking up. Thank you, Lord. So sometimes it takes crazy stuff like that to wake people up. I'm above everyone. My wealth, looks, and smarts cannot be found anywhere else. I am the pillar of my community. You owe peasants to me. What the heck is that, Jody? Are you trying to be funny, or is this a self-affirmation? That's pretty brash as a self-affirmation. We do affirmation on our in our WhatsApp group every morning. Our friend Sonia will post something that is an affirmation to all of us. I'm beautiful, I'm strong, those kind of things. But we are all peasants to you. I don't understand what that means. I don't know, Jody. Should I put you in timeout, or are you a troll? All right. Gone. All right, guys. So, I don't want my chicken to overcook. So yeah, there is a lot of fear and frustration. Our lives are being disrupted, and I don't know what to say. And I try not to talk politics on this channel. I don't even allow it in the WhatsApp group, because we don't need to be putting all our feelings out there for the world to see. and Elon Musk to find out what you said. Very good. All right, and I like I said, I did a little bit of I made some stock this morning. You know, you can't ever have too much stock. As I said, when you have a little bit of veggies around, just make some veggie stock, and you can freeze them. But I want to show you. I think I talk about that in my my next video. I have been looking for these. I used to buy those by the boxes when I had the restaurant, because that's where you can store a lot of stuff, vegetables, stock, everything. And then it's so nice so that if you make stock, you can pour it in here and put it in your freezer. It doesn't take so much room, right? So, new follower, Stella, I love you too. Thanks for joining. So I was so excited. In my suitcase, I had a couple of those. Guys, when I closed my restaurant, that was probably the most traumatic thing that had happened to me. I had poured so much of my energy and money into that restaurant. That was going to be my last project, the last thing I was going to do. I had so many dreams for that little restaurant, Cafe Noir, that's what I called it. And when that restaurant fell and I had to, what is that? Boy, lots of troll today. Hope to meet you too. Yeah, Sonia, just call when you get here. I tell people I was getting so many requests to meet for coffee or whatever. And you know, I love you guys. I love to do that, but it's only one of me. So when someone says, I said that before, I'm coming to Panama, and then they plan out their day. You know, they have a week. So they have jam-packed activities, and you should, because there's so much to see and do here. But then I'll get a call saying, oh, I'm going to go to the Panama Canal thing, and then, but I'm going to be coming out at 4. Can we meet for dinner at 5? Most likely it's not going to happen. Just understand, you respect your time, please respect mine. I'm not going to drop everything and meet you. It doesn't work that way, right? So if we call now, I have a way for people to book a call with me through Calendly. Anyway, I can never say those words. But if we book it ahead of time, then, you know, it's on my calendar. And I try when I get up in the morning nowadays, I open the calendar. Because sometimes if I don't look at it, I'll miss appointments. And I don't want to overbook myself. Remember, I'm retired. And I'm an older lady, so I have to protect myself, my mental health, and my energy. There is a little restaurant next to my building. And I said, hello, beautiful Omar, how are you? And I say, if you can make it to that restaurant right next to me, I can come down and we can have coffee, and I would love to talk to you. I don't mind. But please don't call me, you know, when you have like 2 hours in your itinerary and think I'm just going to show up like that. Plus, I was, you know, that's happened to me. You know, I get dressed. I take an Uber to meet somebody at their Airbnb to answer their question. Well, you know, I did that for a little while, but I'm not expendable. My time is valuable to me, right? So now I'm changing a few things. I'm going to share my experience, but we're going to book a call, okay? And trust me, it's really cheap compared to what I hear people are charging. Because to me, I remember Stephanie Perry and Rashida said, if you're a consultant, whatever you charge is a direct reflection of what you perceive your services are worth. What am I cooking, Carlos? I'm making el sancocho, la comida nacional de Panama. All right, so my chicken is exactly where I want it to be. Chicken with the bones. Now I did the ribs, okay? I did not do the legs. Usually when I get the sancocho at the fonda, I get the breast, okay? So now I'm gonna put some of the nyame right in there because I want them to thicken the soup. Put a little bit more. But I want you to know, I'm impressed you guys showed up on time, didn't forget. Since you had an extra hour, is it extra or less? Spring forward. Fall back. You lose an hour, right? Those of you on the East Coast. I thought they were going to do away with the daylight saving time. Whatever happened to that? Good morning, Michelle. Maria, no problem. How long did you run your restaurant for? 2 years. The fact that you started and Rennie speaks volume. I know. Girl, I love. You hear me? I love every minute of having that restaurant. But boy, was it a challenge. You could almost say that I bought it. I bought the restaurant with all the equipment. And when I left, you know, all the equipment, the utensils, I had a room full, big pots and stuff. I had to leave all that. When I closed the restaurant, and then I had my walk-in cooler with big ham, turkey, big jars of mayo, mustard, all kinds of things. I was calling around to say, oh, if you have a homeless shelter, are you looking for some ham? I was begging people to take my stuff. It was the worst thing, okay? So, I sat at my kitchen table for 2 months. Oh. Woo. I'm gonna cry and I don't want to again. I grieved for 2 months. I was paralyzed with sadness. The sense of failure was really strong. But I'm here today. So when they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, it's true. So I cried, I moaned. I had a 2 months pity party. And then one day I said, okay, something switched in my head. I said, okay, Maggie, that's enough. The pity party is over. What are you going to do? So that's what you do. When life throws you a curve, you grieve, but you have to get up. You have to do something else. You can't allow yourself to stay in the dark hole. It will swallow you. Yep. I said, that's enough. 2 months, that's enough. I remember for the 2 months, certain things that I had brought back from the restaurant, the little bit that I could, you know, bacon and cheese. I remember just doing this, which is what a lot of us do when we're stressed, when we're sad, we eat. And I think that's when the weight came on. But when I said, okay, Maggie, that's enough, I meant it. I said to myself, lost money. When I opened my first business, my home care agency, I remember cashing my 401k, went to the bank, even though I was in a community where I was known. Nobody wants to give you a loan. They always say, what do you have for collateral? And I was to say, well, if I had land and other things, why would I be here asking you for a loan, right? And I remember, I know this guy. We were the banker. We were on committees together. And then he said, okay, I know what I'm going to do for you, because whatever I had cash for my 401, it wasn't enough. So I got an SBA loan, which is totally unusual for a single woman to get such a loan, right? But I did get an SBA loan, and that's how I got started. For the restaurant, when I sold my home care agency, all the money that I had made from the sale of my agency, I put in the restaurant. And then I had to close the restaurant. So when they tell you that success doesn't happen overnight, and you have to agree within yourself what success means to you. If in your mind success means you have $1 million in the bank, that's your definition of success. It's not mine. For me, success is feeling a sense of purpose, having clarity about who you are, what your purpose in this life is, what you mean to a few people. You don't have to impress a bunch of people. Bloom where you planted. You've heard that. Be a genuine human being, a caring, thoughtful human being, raising children who have those values, that's success. Being respected, that's success, not by everybody. I told you before, there are some people who are determined to be ugly, to be hateful. All right, I think a few more minutes for my yummy. So I cut off a little bit of that nyame and I cut it small, and I'm getting it to soften up, and then I'm gonna press it against the pot, and then I'm gonna put my stock in, so my soup is gonna be thicker because the stock is done. So I'm just gonna put the nyame, and I'm talking about 5 minutes. Nyame doesn't take long to cook. That's kind of like yuca, they don't take long to cook. Bloom where you planted, yes, you have to decide what success means to you. And I'm 66 again. I keep saying that. It seems like I've been 66 for a while now. As you get older, you have to, your concept of success might change. Like I said, in my 50s, I realized how really the world works, my place in the universe, in the cosmos, and what little power I have, how small my sphere of influence is. And I had to come to the realization that that's enough. I don't need to be in politics. I lived somewhere one time. I was, chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I was the first African American woman to do this and this and that. Yeah, you thrive on those things. It was great, right? But that doesn't define who I am. So I had to get to a point where I say, you know what? I don't need for people to say, oh, Maggie, I know her. I don't need that. I don't need somebody, and then at that time, someone say, Maggie, why don't you run for mayor? I'm like, what? No, I don't want to do politics, because knowing me, politics and I would not work. because I would say it like it is. I don't put up with all the stuff that people do to get recognition. And I believe that when you enter that realm, you may have good intentions, but once you get in the system and your eyes are open to how the game is played, you compromised. So for me, that was a definite no, don't need it, because they probably would have fired me, or I don't know what they do to politicians. No, I'm better off as a citizen, and in this stage of life, I'm just trying to make life a little easier for a few ladies. That's my goal with SWRA. That's my baby. That's my new focus, because I'm heading towards the end. I have less years ahead than I have behind me. Therefore, I need to use that time wisely. I live day by day. I get up every day with a sense of purpose. That doesn't mean I'm going to be doing a lot. Some days, I call them my veggie days, where I'm in my pajamas all day, I don't do anything. Of course, I'm always on the computer, I'm engaged, right? Which is a blessing in itself. But I don't have to do extraordinary thing. I had to come to that realization. When I had my first business as the home care company, I'm hiring salespeople to come get business. And boy, it's an eye-opening exercise also, the things people do to get a contract, to get a referral. Oh my God. And in home care, the stuff that was going on, people sleeping with the doctor to get a couple of referrals, kickbacks, money going back and forth. And it's like, golly. And finally, I realized if I wanted to be successful in this realm, I was going to have to toe the line and do those things. And that's like hell to the no. I want to look in the mirror in the morning and say, Maggie, you're a decent human being. You have nothing to worry about. You have done nothing wrong to anybody. You can walk around with your head high. Now, I always say, if I have offended you, please tell me. And I'll be so quick to say, oh my God, my sister, my brother, I am so sorry. I didn't know that what I said upset you. But if you go around bad-mouthing me or just trying to do all these things and carrying all that stuff around, it's on you, not on me. As I said, I would never purposely hurt someone. But if I do by something I say, didn't say, didn't do, let me know. As I've gotten older, I have no problem saying, oh, I am so sorry. Those are simple words. I have nothing against saying, I'm so sorry. And it's up to you to forgive me. Once I give it to you, it's in your court. If you say, no, I'm still mad, well, that's on you. Your blood pressure is going to go up. Those hormones are going to do damage in your body. That's on you, not on me. Okay? So someone said before, when you forgive someone, you don't do it for them, you do it for you. Because once you release whatever they did to you, it's on them. You are free. Forgiveness frees you, not the offender. Remember that. Yep, your character is what counts. But I want you to know that everybody has gone through some stuff. We are stronger because of what we've been through, right? All right, so let me see. Oh, good. I can crush the nyame. You see? I crush it on the side of the pot, and then that's going to become my thickener. Guillermo, do you guys do that? That's just my little trick that I'm adding to it. And so I'm going to have soup to keep healing my little body, my old body. As you get older, you really have to pay attention that you are no spring chicken. When they say that, they mean it, okay? All right, so let me I'm gonna put the stock. I'm gonna add the stock. This is the one that was frozen. No, this I probably ordered something, a takeout. Oh, that's Rita Smith. Yeah. Because the Chinese restaurant, they use a lot of those, so you can start collecting some of those and you can put your stock in there. Miss Nicole, yes, I'm telling you guys, we have got to find a way to simplify our lives. All right, this was my stock today. I had carrots, fresh garlic, and some bay leaves and culantro. So I'm gonna put that in here. Whew. All right. So, all right, put that up. I also found, I have this glass top oven, and the burner that I'm using here is the one that is the hottest, so I use it a lot. And I noticed that there were some spots and stuff that I could not get off. Now I researched how to get rid of those, and it says you put vinegar and baking soda, and of course you can't use a steel wool on this. No. So when I went, okay, this thing is not moving anymore, When I was in the US, I found this Cerama Bright. So when I came home, I just put some on there and I let it sit overnight. And in the morning, it looks so much better. So I am going to do it again. Because, I want it to look good as new. Boy, I'm doing so good with my cough. Alrighty. Let's bring it to a boil. And in the meantime, I'm going to cut up the rest of the nyame. I love that. We call that yum in my culture. I was reading in the news this week that they're saying that the price of potatoes, was going up because, they're still having issues with the rain and a lot of flooding that affects whatever grows in the ground, and potatoes is one of those. Well, I don't eat a lot of potatoes, that doesn't bother me. And like I said, last year they had issues with nyame, and it was expensive. So if I went to the little Honda, they didn't have nyame in my Sancocho. They had some squash. And now this is Lent time. Cuaresma, I think they call it Cuaresma in Spanish. And a lot of people are not eating too much meat nowadays for Lent, the 40 days before Easter. The more simple our lives, the less, oh yes, and we will have a mental reserve to deal with. Yes, ma'am, indeed. But life has a way of hitting you upside the head a few times. And that's what resilience is all about, is you go through a few things, you go through a divorce, you have children who are kind of prodigal, or you have family issues, and oh my God, it's never ending. Sometimes you wonder why do I have to go through all that? Well, and sometimes you have to say, why not? Because you're not the only one. Everybody's going through some stuff. Remember that. It's crazy. I think the challenge is when you go through some things and then you come out smelling like a rose. And then people look at you, they're like, oh, look at her. She's had such an easy life. Really? You don't know what I've been through. But why should my body, my face, say anything about what I've been through. No. No. I'm not going to give the devil the satisfaction to say, look at that. Look how beat up she looks. Hell to the no. The devil is a liar. Those are words that I use a lot. It's like, you will not break me. It's a resolve that comes from deep within. You know, I tell people, all the stuff we are going through, all the stuff we, as a people, brown people, have gone through to the generations, and we're still here with our head held up high. That's resilience. That's resolve. It's refusing to be a victim to whatever life throws at you. That's courage. And it comes in all shapes and sizes. Whether it's friendships, relationships, marriage, children, jobs, you name it. Sometimes people hate you for no reason. It's like when you talk of racism, if you tell someone, why do you hate black people? A lot of them can't tell you because there's no sense to it. I personally haven't done anything to you. Why do you look at me and hate me? Hate, you can't explain hate. Okay? Now, if somebody has done something to you, you might say, okay, I hate that person. I get it. But a whole race of people, a whole group of people, every single one of them, you just wrap them up as a package? That makes no sense. But of course, when you in certain environments, you don't get to think for yourself. You're just swallowing up whatever somebody else is telling you. Think for yourself. Be rational. I don't hate anybody. Now, I may not like some people, but if you need some help and it's in my power to help you, I will help you. I will help you. Because you're still God's creation in my eyes. And that is the difference. And I think a lot of problems that we have in our society starts with respect for a human. And you know, one thing about Sancocho should be brothy, right? It shouldn't be thick. Yes. Have you ever been to Indonesia? No, but I want to because I watched Kate Gypsy and I had her on my show. I was watching her yesterday. She's a lovely lady. I think she's 79. She looks amazing. She's been in Indonesia for over 40 years. I mean, I think about it and then I think of the trip and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be dead meat by the time I get there. But no, I'd love to. Oh, that looks good. All right, I'm going to put the nyame in. So now my nyame is going to be bigger chunks, right? Oops. But that's going to take no time to cook. And then at the end, when it's almost done, I'm going to put my culantro. If you don't have culantro, you don't have Sancocho. Right, Guillermo? You know, you wake up every day with a heart full of gratitude. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. You don't know what somebody's going to decide to do. But it's out of my control, right? I can only control what I can. And again, the serenity prayer, you guys, you know that's what I live by, what you should live by. Lord, help me to accept the things I cannot change. courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. We have to get wisdom at some point, right? We can get to be 60, 70 and still acting like we're in our teens. What's up with that? But I guess that little thing did not like the fact that I was moving around. It just stopped moving with me. Ooh, it's moving again. But you know what? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so, well, I don't have any time, but now, okay, this is my food. There's nobody else tasting my food, so I can use this. Okay, but it needs, well, I'm gonna have to put some acid in this because, okay, so I'm gonna put the rice in now. So we're not here forever. Oh, it's moving again. All right, a little bit of water. Oh, wow. Okay, that's it. Not too much rice. Solo un poquito. El arroz. Poquito de arroz. Okay, a little bit of salt. And I was worried I didn't have any rice because, you know, I try not to keep too much rice here. It's working now. I feel like I'm being spied on. I don't know. I don't know if I like this. T, how are you, my dear? Okay. So it's only a little bit of rice. I have only a little bit of water. Now you see, I buy a small bag just so that I don't have a little bit here. But I tell you, I was in Orlando, boy, at this Caribbean store. Ooh, yes. You had some nice, grainy rice. Yes. You know, I went to El Dorado here in Panama City, which is where Chinatown is. And well, you know, they have some rice, but nothing rivaling what I saw in what we have in Orlando. No. No es lo mismo. I think it's important to kind of, you see the comparison, and then when you do travel, certain things that you don't have, you can get. For me, most of the things I don't find here, I'm like, if it's not here, I don't need it. I was watching this Asian woman. You know how they use rice cookers? I like those. I used to have a big one at the restaurant, and I'm amazed at how well they work. She says if you want your rice to really be silky and shiny, she said you add a little bit of shortening, you know, when it, you know, in it. So I'm going to add a little shortening and see. I'm sorry, you guys. I had like a little crying episode, emotional moment there. I tell you. And I tell myself, I pray to God that I never get to the point where I'm not touched by anything. I feel like, and I always say, you're not a tree, just the fact that your tears are not too far mean you're human and you have emotions and you can feel and care for people. Now, isn't that what's missing in this whole picture that we're seeing playing out today? Nobody cares about human beings. Nobody cares that you won't have a job. Nobody cares that, what does that mean? You just fire someone for no reason. What does that mean? There is a lack of humanity. And you can sit here and agree and say, oh yeah, well, like this poor person stood up and said, well, federal jobs are not real jobs. What the heck does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, let me not get on a rampage here, because we're not doing politics. People are numb. Yes. It's just, the thing is, those things have always existed. Understand that, folks. The world has always been wicked. It's always the strong oppressing, destroying the weak. That's the way the world works. And we can pretend all we want, but that means nothing, because people feel entitled. But when you are in this space, I'm putting the rice in, where you don't care what happens to a human being, you cease being a human, in my view. You're devoid of emotions. You just, as somebody said, I say you're a clone. You're not a human. That's my way of dealing with what's happening, because it makes no sense to me. To a lot of us. You walk into your job one day and then they give you 15 minutes to vacate. I talked about grief the other day. We're collectively grieving. But now people are getting mad, and I'm so excited to see that some people are waking up. It's like, hello, sometimes it takes tragedy to wake people up. The Bible said there is nothing new. Amen. Well, and that's why I tell people, you think this is bad here? It's been bad for centuries. Man has always been wicked. Power grabbing, stealing, taking things that don't belong to them, and then claiming it as their own. People feeling so entitled to whatever is good and beautiful and rich, whether it's land, money, resources, minerals. It's mine, just because I say so, because I have guns, I have bombs, it's mine. That's the way the world has always been. I know it's exhausting. I feel exhausted sometimes. And that's when the centering comes in. You have to resolve within yourself not to lose hope. Yep. There's nothing new under the sun, and we have always. Woo. Oh, that looks so pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna start working on the taste, okay, you guys? That looks good. And remember, I say it needs to be brothy. Yep. All right. So let us. I bought some basil, dried basil. Oh. All right, now Guillermo is watching, so I can put some things in there. But you do season, right, Guillermo? It has to taste good for me. I'm sorry. I have to spice it up. Now, one thing I have to say about the culture and the cooking practices in Central in South America and the Caribbean, they use a lot of bouillon cubes, and they do so in Africa. I don't use that. So I use herbs and other things to season my food, natural. I do not recommend using those cubes because remember, it's prepackaged, it's preserved, it's got things that you can pronounce in them, you don't need them. So let me season my food, okay? Paprika is red pepper. Yes, I'm gonna put a little bit of the basil leaves and oregano. Oh, oregano. Oregano is also part of Sancocho, right, Guillermo? I think so. Humanity has always been driven by the quest for power and money. Always. Always. And whoever said that, it is true. There is nothing new under the sun. Man has always been wicked, but there's always been that good versus evil, right? And those of us on the good side, we cannot give up. We cannot give up. We have to keep doing good. We have to keep being purposeful. We have to keep being hopeful. And if we die doing it, so what? We all gonna die. You can't be afraid of death. Okay? Slap your mama. Where's the oregano? Yes, you have to put oregano in the sancocho. ¿Dónde está el oregano? Yo lo tengo, yo lo tengo. I know I have it. Cumin, cayenne, perejil, which is parsley. Where's my oregano? Or maybe it's in my other thing. And I'm gonna put some red pepper flakes. Where is my oregano? Cumin. I got baking powder, and I got baking powder. Come on, Maggie. Okay, it might be in here. Red pepper flakes, which I love. This is me. I think the paprika is gonna make it a little bit. Somebody said that to me. One of the ladies, she's Panamanian. She's like, "Why is it red?" I say, "I put paprika in it." She said, "It's not supposed to be red." Lo siento. I'm just crazy about paprika. Okay, my rice. All right, the rice is drying up. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that shortening on top. Now, usually when I cook something, I know, I bought the Crisco and then I saw it at Super 99. I'm like, Maggie, they have Crisco here. I was seeing like really big containers and I don't use this stuff that much. But shortening, I like to have it around because if I'm making a crust for like a pie, I use shortening, and that is a game changer in giving you that crispy crust, okay? So, and I don't do a lot of crust because I don't bake a lot because that's a lot of carbs and sugar. All right, so we're gonna let this one cook. Well, I grew up on pig fat. In my culture, they use that a lot. And it's not. All right, it's probably time to put the culantro in. Maybe the culantro is gonna help me balance the redness of the paprika. But see, it's got the good consistency that I wanted. Come on, you stop again. Why do you do that? Add me. Just started refreshing my spring garden. Yum. Girl, I bought some, let's see. It's still not moving now. What a finicky little thing. We're doing Sancocho. Okay, it's not moving now. Now, whoever wanted me to get this thing, it is not working for me. Okay. But I'm gonna stick with it. You just in time. Good. We're making a sancocho. I think the nyame is good. It's got just the right consistency. It's still brothy. So now we're gonna add the culantro. Remember, it's not cilantro. Now I'm a little bit concerned about how much we put in, but you can't go too much in that. All right. Whew. So glad I'm feeling better. All right. Vamos. This knife is so sharp. Okay, let's put that in. And see how that works. Culantro smells so good. And the oregano, I think I put it in. Lo tengo aquí. Yes. Oregano. Culantro, pollo or gallina. Okay. The first time I made sancocho, now see, the nyame already is so, it's cooked. I think it's being a little bit overcooked here, so. All right. I need to stop cooking it. Let's see. Ooh. But I do need a little acid. You know I love lime or lemon. I think we good. We are good at sancocho. Now, I made the sancocho. I decided to do it because I wasn't feeling good. I was still nursing a cold. So that's why we made sancocho. I was going to make you a quiche Lorraine today, but I wasn't up to it. So yesterday, I made myself go to the store, and I got out. I had my mask on the whole time, and I didn't cough once. Thank you, Lord. Hello there. Just joined. How's Panama lately? Panama is wonderful. I love the Sunday morning live with the cooking. Thank you, T. Cooking and chatting with Maggie. What's the difference between cilantro and culantro? Do they taste the same? Not quite. I think culantro is a little bit more pungent. You see, this is the white leaves. This is culantro. To me, it's stronger. And I understand from a friend that some people are not allergic, but they don't like cilantro, even though it's something I don't understand because I just love all herbs. But that's the difference. And I see they use a lot more culantro in Central and South America, and cilantro is used a lot more in Mexico. But I like both of them. But I do use cilantro a lot more. But what I realize is that here in Panama, sometimes I have a hard time finding cilantro, but culantro everywhere. Even when I'm trying to get to the train station, there is like an overpass that you have to walk from the train station to the terminal, the transportación. So there's always a guy sitting there. He's selling cilantro. Sometimes he's selling spinach, espinaca. Sometimes they have mango, so I always have $1 or two. Like yesterday, I got lime, 5 for $1. I haven't seen pina yet, but maybe that's next. So you can get stuff all kinds of ways in Panama, okay? So people, you could be walking down the street and there's a guy with his truck, and on the back of the truck, it's got a mound of avocados or mangoes. So you're like, oh yes, like those for $1, sign me up, I'll take some. So thanks for explaining and showing the culantro. Yes, cilantro looks like parsley, but culantro is the white leaf. I use, like I said, I use cilantro more than I use culantro. But I like them both. I just like all herbs. I'm an herb fanatic. You know what? When you're sick, you want some soup. And Sancocho will do it. When I go to Albrook, they have 2 eating areas on both sides of the terminal. Now, I like one side because the other side next to the, what do they call these? The casino, it's usually hotter, you know, because even though they have the fan, but I find it warmer, so I don't like to go there. And of course, they have all the junk food, Popeyes and all kinds of things there, but they do have fundas. You know, they sell funda type food. And there is one place I always like to go to get the sancocho. But if you don't go there by noon, by 1, it's done. And when you go there, they'll say, oh, we don't have any more meat, solo liquido, just the liquid. And I'm like, and then you're gonna charge me for the liquid? No. So I get it there. And my favorite fonda here in the city is El Motete, which is in Villa Argentina, at the corner of Villa España, and I forgot what this road is, but it's next to the train station entrance. So they have a lot of grilled chicken. When I first got here, I tasted it. Chicken was salty. They use a lot of salt here. But sancocho is usually good. And then they serve them in these little, you see my pot here, they have a smaller version of it. And they always say arroz, and I'm like, I don't know arroz. Sometimes I'll get the yuca, but they charge you more for the yuca. Where the arroz comes with the sancocho. All right. See, I can't get enough of the lime juice. I think that's probably what I would like about Mexico. They use a lot of lime. But I'm not a taco person, so I think I would be challenged in Mexico. But people rave about the food there. But I like the idea of doing the ñame and then thickening it. That works. Good morning. My culantro grows wild in my yard here in Hawaii. Oh, I love Hawaii. Yeah, I wish I could. But you know that I'm back, I'm going to try to grow some things on the patio, but I don't have a green thumb. I'm challenged growing things. I'd love to be able to grow herbs because I love rosemary, I love parsley, I love basil, you know, all of those I absolutely love. Yeah, haven't been to Hawaii in a while. I've been to, what is it? I didn't go to the Grand Island, but I went to, what's the other one? I'm drawing a blank. But I love Hawaii. Love, love, love. All right. We're pretty much done. We're waiting on this rice to... I think I'm going to buy a small, I feel like I'm buying gadgets again. I think I'm going to have a small rice cooker. I was at my cousin, and one day, I was cooking for her almost every day. She loved it. And I cooked some rice for her. She said, why is the rice so pretty and white? But I think it has to do with the grain. But I have to tell you, Panamanians know how to cook rice. They do. The white rice. Now, I did the arroz con guandu around the holidays, which is a major thing that they cook on major holidays. I don't think I like the guandu that much. I prefer the pigeon peas that I buy in the cans. Unfortunately, I don't like canned stuff, but I rinse it out. But I like the texture of the beans better than the guandu. And I paid like $9 for a pound of the guandu just because I wanted to experience that. And then I was like, I like to try things, but then I can say I tried it one time, it's okay. So I'm not crazy about it. So if I was to cook rice on a major holiday again here, I probably would use a different type of beans because we cook a lot of beans. So any other question, guys? Yes, I love fresh herbs. Let's see. I tell you, this thing is finicky. Okay, now it's moving. Cheryl, Grand Raisin, sis, can't wait to get my garden ready. Oh, I would love to. There's a lady on Instagram. I think she is in the ATL area in Georgia, and she holds classes, and I haven't seen her so much on IG anymore. I wonder what happened. Probably some haters got her. People are so busy hating. It's sad. This guy from Mexico yesterday was talking about what somebody was saying about him and how much he charges for his services, and people are just up into your business and just, why do people get so busy with other, oh my God. But I tell you, I get some hateful comments. I started responding, and then now I'm like, that's exhausting. That's a waste of my time. So I don't respond anymore. I just remove it or block them. I'm not going to give in to this foolishness. You want to be hateful, you're going to be on your own. I'm not biting. I'm too busy being helpful. Miss Sancocho. El Sancocho de Maggie. That looks so good. So that's what I'm going to have today. So when I was in Orlando, I want you to know I did not exercise for the whole month I was there. Sadly, I was in an area that was beautiful. But did I feel safe going there taking a walk? I did not. Isn't that sad? Because I'll tell you, it's been a few years since I felt comfortable going for a walk in my neighborhood. So, and then instead of making a big deal out of it and I just don't. I could have, if I was there, I'd exercise at home. Or I would go to a gym. All right, this is my Sancocho. So, I'm gonna put that over here. El Sancocho y el arroz. El arroz. What am I gonna put it in? I'm trying to remember what they put it in usually. I don't think I have something that is, these are ramekins. I'm gonna make some creme brulee for you guys one time because I have these little ramekins. Aren't they cute? You put the creme brulee and then you burn the top and then you put some berries on top. Even though I don't eat that, but once in a while it's okay. So we'll make creme brulee one time, okay? So we can use these ramekins. Well, when I was at the restaurant, we make those. We make like for the Sunday brunch. We made sausage and gravy, all kinds of omelets. I had all kinds of omelets, and we made pancakes. We made scones. I made Dominican. What was it again? Mofongo. We made mofongo, but what do they call this breakfast where they have the slice of mortadella or whatever, and then the fried cheese, and then we made sometimes if I had ackee, we made ackee and saltfish. I only was able to buy two cans to bring 2 cans with me, but I'm looking forward to make. I think I made ackee for you guys here. Did you see me make ackee one time? And saltfish? When I see people acting a fool in comments, I will block them. Thank you so much, my love. I love it. Yes, block him, block him. Who has time for all this nonsense? I'm just telling you, people should get tired of being nasty. Because remember what I always say, just because you say something about me doesn't mean that's who I am. That's your opinion. You need to start thinking along the line. Your opinion of me is just that. And nothing you say can affect me because it's not based in reality. You don't know me, right? You don't know me. So you don't get to have an opinion of me. Shoot. There's so much to be worried about in this crazy world. And then I would worry about you calling me name or something? Please. All right. So I decided to put the rice in this little thing. And then we're going to put our rice here. That's so good, Joe. I'm so excited. And I just get hurt. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. I'm sorry. I used to love the Pointer Sisters. Yes, I'm that old. And I just can't hide it. Ackee and saltfish is a favorite I take. Did I make some the other day? Have I made ackee and saltfish here? I made it when I was there, and my auntie loved it. All right. Okay, guys, we are done. This is el sancocho con el arroz in a beautiful plate set up. All right, guys. I am going to enjoy this sancocho because it's going to be healing for me. And I think I'm going to stay in, maybe go for a walk later on. I've been trying to work on some things on the SWRA side. One of the ladies told me on the 8th, was it yesterday? She said, happy anniversary, SWRA. This is, you're a year old. And I didn't even think about the day and the date that we started SWRA. And I'm just so, oh, I did do the ackee, right? Okay. And so it's been a year. So we're going to just, hit the ground again, trying to clarify what SWRA is all about. I talked about, the co-living. We want to definitely consider that as an option for us, for some of the ladies with this craziness going around. We just want to be in the best position possible. We don't want to be surprised by anything. So we would say, plan A, B, C, D. But the thing I suggested to the ladies, and I'm doing it, is like diversify. Try to find different ways to make a few extra dollars, because this craziness that goes on, because we're resilient and we are smart and we are resourceful, we're going to survive it if we hang on to each other. All right, guys. Any other question? Thank you, T. I feel better already. Like I said, I had like one night that was kind of, Because I tell you, I remember when I had COVID, when somebody asked me how it felt, I can't describe it. It was a feeling of, the only thing I could say is like I felt like crap. And I don't like to use those kind of words, but there was no fitting word to describe how I felt. And when I had COVID, seriously, I felt like there were like little moving boogers. I could feel something moving inside right here, just doing this, like tentacles. It was creepy. It was creepy. But God helped me survive it. I wasn't on a ventilator. I looked at the x-ray the doctor showed me. It was pure white. So it was trying to take over my lungs. But, you know, I have no issues. My kidneys, I don't damage or anything. So I give God the glory because I remember some people really, really had a hard time. So guys, I'll see you next week. Thank you for hanging with me. I felt diminished without energy. Yeah, when you had COVID, yeah, COVID was a booger, seriously. So try to keep yourself in the best position, healthy, and you know, stress will cause you to catch things. So manage your stress, alrighty? Okay, guys, thank you for joining me today. I have a whole pot of Sancocho. I'm probably gonna eat for the next couple of days. Thank you, Lord. So hi Maggie, glad I caught some of your goodness today. Oh, I love you too, guys. I just washed my hair and I'm like, you know, I used to do that for my daughter's hair. I used to call him the puffs. So it's like, Maggie, how old are you? But thank you so much. God willing, you will soon be fit again. I will. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. God loves you. I love you. Mwah.